Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to VidaneTV. Getting things kicked off here tonight for the final pair of events. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Vidane. Yeah, we'll get that taken care of. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Welcome back, and thank you for joining us here tonight on a Thursday night. A pair of events, a little double down, double here for the Tim's Corner Motorsports. Going green here, a little heat race action. Everybody making the show. All 8 cars lined up here, getting themselves essentially a final 7 or 8 lap practice here under green flag conditions. Tim Terry kicking things off. Our very own Tim Terry up on the pole here for this heat race, and watching these guys in the final hour or so of practice, it's going to be a heck of a show here tonight for the WingNut Production Select 75 to kick things off, and then the TCM Tulco Electric Super Late Models All-Star Showcase here coming up tonight. The big show, 250 laps on the docket after the 75-lap select feature here for the WingNut Production Late Model Stocks. You can see Horton, here's a who pulling away just a little bit here in this heat race. Again, everybody making the show straight up here, just kind of giving these drivers a couple of laps to feel the cars out before we go feature racing here. You can already see working their way down the back straightaway. Little single file action throughout the field. Side doubled up there for second. Tim going to drop back to the third line there on the outside. They said in practice he's going to be running that second groove all night long, so we'll see how well that works. You can see now dropping back to fourth, 5 laps to go in the heat race. Coming to 4 once they get to the stripe. Horton able to pull away by about 4 car lengths or so. Caution flag here gonna fly. Looks like Dave Cassidy may have himself pointed in the wrong direction over there, so we'll get everybody restacked and re-racked and get ready to rock and or roll here with just a few laps left in this heat race to get things kicked off here for us this evening. Want to thank everybody for joining us here this evening, live all over the internet. We're on Facebook for both Tim's Corner Motorsports as well as VidaneTV. We're live over on the YouTube page. Do a quick search for VidaneTV Live. It'll pop right on up. And we're live over on the Twitch feed as well, twitch.tv/Strictly94. Be sure to give us the likes, the subscribes, to share, all that good stuff. Let your friends and family know you're watching some iRacing action here tonight. And we're probably going to do a little Grand Theft Auto action, a little Project Rogue role play later on here tonight on the old Twitch stream. So be sure to stay tuned for that. 2 laps to go in the first heat race here of the evening. All 8 drivers making the show. Craig Kenny missing the start of this one, still parked down in the garage area. May very well be working on that car, and you can see as we come to the white flag, a white rag, everybody pretty much single file here at this point. They know that they've pretty much got themselves locked into the big show here tonight, the Select 75 for the WingNut Productions late model stocks. So getting that little bit of opportunity, maybe one more stab or jab at the guy up in front of them, but they're going to get that checkered flag. Dave Horton going to take that thing home and get himself a heat race victory. Walsh, Boudreau, Wright, and Riki the top 5 as they finished up. We're going to get these drivers about 60 seconds to make sure that they've got everything ready to rock and roll here for the 75-lap feature here at the Bull Ring in Las Vegas. A couple of drivers taken to the track to make sure everything's ready to roll with their cars and make sure that steering wheels are hooked up correctly and everything is ready to rock. Make sure you've got your beverage in hand or at least within arm's reach. Going to be a quick feature here tonight with 75 laps on the docket. A quick little break. We'll get things set up for the big 250 here this evening. It's going to be the All-Star Showcase, and that's going to cap the season here for us with the Tim's Corner Motorsports Winter Series here throughout the 2023 and 24 seasons, the calendar years here. And it's been a heck of a lot of fun. We've watched a lot of races here on VidaneTV with the TCM group. And got to thank Tulco Electric and WingNut Productions for jumping up and sponsoring both series here throughout these cold winter months and keeping us all entertained here on VidaneTV. And got to thank everybody else that supported the series here as well. The fans, the drivers, the sponsors, everybody that makes this happen. And helps us entertain the masses here at VidaneTV. But there you see it, a little bit shy of a baker's dozen. 8 cars here, 75 laps on the docket. And after watching these guys and gals in practice, it's been it's going to be an interesting race. It really is. These drivers were beating and banging on each other, leaning on each other, and it almost looked like they were racing go-karts just a little bit, but having a lot of fun, having a lot of respect out there for one another. There you can see Dave Horton going to start on the pole in the 73 car. Chris Walsh going to roll off on the outside. Colin Boudreau in the 81 car going to roll off P3, with Tony Wright in the 09 car rolling off P4. How about this? Ashton Reiki and Tim Terry sharing row number 3. They're going to roll off 5th and 6th. Dave Cassidy and Craig Kenny going to round out the 8-car field. Looks like Craig Kenny did not make it to the grid. So issues for, for the number 90 car. We'll see if we can get an update on that. But we're all lined up 2 by 2. The lights are already out on the pace car. We're going to go racing one more time with these late model stocks, and we're going to find ourselves a winner of the WingNut Productions Select 75 here, final race of the season, and it's going to be a great night of racing, doubling down here for feature events. You got the All-Star Showcase 250 coming up here later on. Before we get there, though, we got to get 75 laps of green flag racing here at the Bull Ring at Las Vegas. Thanks for joining us here tonight, folks. Here we go. Pace car down to the safety of pit road. We wait for Horton to bring them down to the green flag racing here at the Bull Ring. Getting things all sorted out relatively early on here. You can see single file throughout the field. Dave Horton has a couple of car lengths over Chris Walsh there in second place. Colin Boudreau able to hold on to third in the 81 car as well. Ashton Reiki making a move early. That 26 flaggersonly.com car up to the 4th position. Got around Dave Cassidy there, who has also gained a couple of spots in that bright green 113 car. You can hear these drivers getting to the end of the straightaways, really bouncing off the chips. And there's the 09 car of Tony Wright, Tim Terry a little bit further on back. We've proclaimed that car as the unbranded Hart Foundation car with the black and pink little ode to Bret Hart there in the 28 car. But 5 laps in, the 73 still holding on to that lead. Chris Walsh taking a quick peek down on the bottom side. You can see trying to hold that car on the bottom of the racetrack, and we've seen here at the Bull Ring throughout the week that there are a lot of different grooves around this racetrack. The 73 of Horton going to move on over, pretty much let the field go by. It looks like might have some struggling with the handling a little bit in that 73 car. Easy enough for me to say. As Ashton Reiki gets by, there goes Dave Cassidy in the 113. He's going to move on by on the bottom side. Here comes the 09 car of Tony Wright. He's going to close the gap just a little bit. It seems like a little bit of a slide there for the 26. The 113 of Dave Cassidy checked up just a little bit. No harm, no foul there, but Cassidy now going to kick the door open on the bottom side. Ashton Reiki currently in that 3rd position in the 26 car, up on that high groove, and he's hoping that high groove will come in. It's just a matter of time here with the iRacing tires being dynamic. The pressures change, the temperatures change, all sorts of stuff dynamic. Track surface as well, pretty cool to see. It's pretty cool to hear that we're even going to be getting rain here in iRacing shortly. So lots of neat stuff happening in the iRacing service. This is something you wanted to check out. Go to iRacing.com and sign on up. You get yourself a lot of short track cars as well as short tracks. Lots of cool content to grab yourself as well. So be sure to check that out, iRacing.com. New leader, Chris Walsh, in that number 63 car, moves into the lead. Colin Boudreau in the 81 car, now in second. Dave Cassidy in the 113 in the 3rd position. Tony Wright, Ashton Reiki, the top 5 as they run. Dave Horton dropping all the way back to 6th, as it looks like. Finding a spot right in front of Tim Terry there in the 28 car, back in the 7th position. And Craig Kenny still parked in the garage area in that number 90 car, being scored as P8. But right now, as they run, everybody's still chasing down that 63 car of Chris Walsh. Dave Cassidy in 3rd position, biggest mover of the race. You can see that black and green car from a mile away. He's gained 4 spots in 13 laps so far. You can see he's taking a dive down on the bottom side of Colin Boudreau to try and take away that second position. But right now he is going to hold on to the podium for the time being. Well, we'll see. Nope, nothing quite there. He's going to still try and hold on to it. Cassidy down on the bottom side of the racetrack completes the pass, and he's going to get a little bit more momentum now as they get into turn 1 and 2. He now sets his sight on that leader. That's going to be the 63 car of Chris Walsh, and you can see just really able to get on the throttle and make that car stick. We ride on board with the new second place driver of Dave Cassidy. Very good handling race car here as he's gained 5 spots here now in 16 laps. You can hear really off the throttle for a long time, letting that car kind of hang out just a little bit and really able to close up the gap. You can see 0.3 of a second is the gap. It's about a car length, maybe 2, between first and second, and there you hear it bouncing off that rev limiter as he gets down the straightaway. That's a good indication that that car is handling very, very well in the corners. Walsh still holding on to the lead, the 113 car. Trying to take a peek down on the bottom side. You can see trying to almost get up to the back bumper, checking the bike up just a little bit. Car around further on in the back. I believe it was Dave Horton. Might have been another car back here as well. Tim Terry pointed in the wrong direction in the black and pink car. Caution flag flies for the first time here this evening. So we'll back that up out in the U-House Racing Designs instant replay, and a little bit of contact between our very own, as it seems, Tim Terry, Ashton Reiki finding each other on the racetrack. Here you can see the race in a little side-by-side action. The 28 car, Tim Terry down the bottom side, Ashton Reiki up on the high side. I'm not making the call there because I don't want to hear it later. I'm going to call it a racing incident. There you see the 28 car gets spun on around, grabs the gear. Nope, grabs the right gear. There we go. Pulls away, doesn't lose a lap. Doesn't look like there's too much damage on that 28 car. Oh, it looks like he's going to give him a how do you do there. Wave at him with all of his fingers. I think, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on there. I don't know. Tim's got those dark gloves, so it's hard to see any hand gestures getting pointed out to the 26 car. But we're going to get re-racked and restacked once again. Lights already off the iRacing pace car. Going to go green flag racing once again here on lap number 23. The 63 Walsh down on the bottom side. The 113 of Cassidy. Up top, Tony Wright, Colin Boudreau, and Dave Horton. Going to be the top 5 as they restart. Tim Terry, Ashton Reiki, the 2 guys on the outside of that top 5 looking in. And there you see it. Everybody lined up 2 by 2 all the way through, ready to take that green flag once again here at the Bull Ring. Front 3 or so get it all sorted out. They are single file. Dave Cassidy all over the back bumper of the 63 car. How about this side-by-side battle for 4th and 5th? Dave Horton down on the bottom side in that 73. Colin Boudreau trying to make the magic happen up on that high side. Ashton Reiki right there to make a move as well. Tim Terry lurking there in the background. Still a little side-by-side action. That 81 car trying to show that middle to high groove, it'll come in if you get it up there to kind of get the car to do what you want it to. Easy enough for me to say, holy cow. That's what I get for trying to push buttons and say words at the same time. English language, sometimes I struggle with it. Ashton Reiki going to go down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's going to get around the 81 car and move himself up a spot. He's going to break into the top 5, I believe, for the first time here this evening. The 81 a little bit slick in the back end of the race car. Checking on that battle up front. Still Chris Walsh by about a car length, maybe 2, over that black and green machine of Dave Cassidy. And you can see that Tony Wright machine, the 09, is there as well. The advanced auto part ride trying to get a little bit closer to the 113. You can see really trying to shoot up towards the outside wall and not scrub as much speed off as some of these guys that are trying to hold the car down on the bottom. There you can see almost aiming for the wall coming off of turn number 4 as we ride on board with Tony Wright here in the 3rd position. He's got the best seat in the house to take a look at what's going on with this battle up front. This time by, you can see getting all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to cut some of that that gap just a little bit. He'll get a little bit of help with that because the leader Walsh went up there and tagged the outside wall, crossing the stripe, and it looks like caution flag going to fly once again here at the Bull Ring. Ashton Reekie pointed in the wrong direction in the 26 car. Got to take a peek at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. It looks like there's a little bit of damage on that flagger's only number 26, but we'll see what the tapes say here. And definitely got a little bit of contact with the wall. Looks like that's about it. Having a little bit of handling issues in the back end of the 26 car. 26 or so laps in, the fuel tank's going to get a little bit lighter, and you can see getting down on the apron didn't help either. Got looks like he ran over one of those turtles down there on the apron. Didn't hit anything, so that's definitely good news there. But pointed in the wrong direction, and the Racing Groove going to call a caution there for the second time here tonight. And you can already see we're lined up 2x2 once again. Quick caution here. The lights are... the pace car's already down on pit road. We're already going green. How about that? These drivers know they want to get the show in and get it in a timely manner. Green flag flies once again. Walsh in the 63, able to get the whole shot. Pulls away from Dave Cassidy by about 2 car lengths. Front 3 once again able to break away single file. Colin Boudreau going to join the party there as well. Caution flag flying again here at the Bull Ring. So we'll back that U-House Racing Designs instant replay up one more time, and there's a little bit of contact on the start as it looks, and it looks like it might be that black and pink number 28 car. We'll take a peek at the start. There's the 73 of Horton up on the top side. Tim Terry trying to get down on the bottom. A little bit of a bumpski there. Ashton does a great job getting on the binders and getting that car woed up. Nobody hit anything, but it was in the Racing Groove, so caution flag flies once again here at the Bull Ring. Here we go, lining them up once again, and we caught the pace car this time. Going to take that same trip down to safety of pit road on the left-hand side and line these guys up 2x2 once again to take the green flag on lap number 36. There's another hole shot for Chris Walsh, able to pull away by 2 car lengths. Heading on in to turn number 1, single file for the front 3, side by side. Back here for 4th, Ashton Reekie trying to take that position down to the bottom side. The 81 car up on the high side of Colin Boudreau wants to make that high side work. Doesn't quite seem there's enough there. He's going to try and pull up just a little bit more as Dave Cassidy tries to take away the lead down to the bottom side. Just a few car lengths up ahead. This opens the door for the 09 car to get right on the back bumper of these 2 leaders and wait to see if one of these guys makes a mistake. Dave Cassidy drifting up the track just a little bit, just enough to take over the lead. The 09 car sees that door is still open. He's going to get down underneath Chris Walsh and take away the second position. New leader Dave Cassidy, new second place Tony Wright, new third going to be Chris Walsh. Ashton Reekie looking on there in the 4th position, and Dave Horton rounding out the top 5 as they run here, coming to the stripe with 35 laps to go. Dave Cassidy holding on to the lead. Tony right there in second by about a car length, maybe 4 or 5 car lengths here. Getting into it on lap number 42. Chris Walsh back in the 3rd spot after leading a bunch of laps. These guys swapping positions back and forth. Ashton Reekie dropping back a couple as Dave Horton makes his way on through, as does the 81 car, trying to hold on to that top 5. Ashton Reekie dropping that 26 car. Showed a lot of speed here tonight. Got up to, I believe, the 3rd position before getting caught on the high side. There's the 81 car getting a little piece of that outside wall. Doesn't look like it slowed him down too much, though. As you can see, still holding on to that 5th position. Dave Cassidy, still the biggest story of the night. Qualified back in the 7th position. Almost shotgun on the field here tonight. Drove through the field relatively easy. Now you can see pulling away here with 30 laps to go. He's got about a 0.6 of a second lead over Tony Wright. Chris Walsh there in third, Dave Horton, Colin Boudreau, the top 5. And right now, a little bit of conveyor belt action, as it were. Everybody kind of single file throughout. There you see Ashton Reiki in the back of the pack just a little bit. That black, or that white and blue car, rather, taking a peek down low on Colin Boudreau to see if he can get himself back into the top 5. And that flagger's only number 26 car. It showed quite a bit of speed here throughout the evening, and you can see he's all over the back bumper now of Boudreau to try and get that position, try and take that spot away, and set his sights on the fourth place car rather, of Dave Horton. You can see that yellow and red machine here in the number 73 car, bright green numbers, hard to miss that Petro-Canada car. He's running in the 4th spot, having a solid night. Chris Walsh, we've seen him lead a handful of laps throughout the night. The 63 car running solidly in 3rd, and you can still see Tony Wright, Dave Cassidy in at 2nd and 1st. Tim Terry going to find himself on pit road. It looks like he's got a whole bunch of damage there on the right side, but hey, the good news for Tim, solid top 10 effort here this evening in the TCM WingNut Production Select 75, and you can see the 28 car looking for the pit crew, Can't find it. 25 laps to go, though. We'll check back in with our leader. There's Dave Cassidy in the 113 car. He's got still that 6.5, almost 7 tenths now of a second lead over Tony Wright, and it doesn't seem like that 09 car is getting any slower, getting any faster, because the 83 car, or check that, the 63 car of Chris Walsh is right there on his back bumper. So just kind of battling out that position, protecting the line, making sure that 63 car doesn't get up around him. That's just enough for Dave Cassidy to pull away by as much as he's doing right now. He's got that clean racetrack out in front as well. So Tony Wright, Chris Walsh putting a battle together just a little bit here for the 2nd spot. There's Dave Horton a little bit further on back, and 4th, Colin Boudreau there in 5th, and he's got some breathing room now over the 6th place car of Ashton Reiki. So the 26 holding on to it here with 22 laps to go. Tim Terry still on pit road. It looks like the car is down and away. He might still be looking for his pit crew. We're not sure what's going on with the 28 camp. But there you see the 2nd place battle starting to really heat up. The 09 car knows that he's got a windshield of a green dot that's getting a lot smaller as Dave Cassidy able to pull away by just a little bit more. But he's got that rear view mirror full of the Chris Walsh machine, and you can see the 83, or the 63 rather, able to get right up into the back bumper of the 09 car. Not quite have anything to do. Oh, the 09 down in the apron. That's going to mess up the momentum just a little bit, and that's going to open the door for the 63 to pounce in down on the bottom side of the racetrack, side by side, door handle to door handle now for Walsh and Wright. Walsh going to take the spot. The 09 car going to try and slide on back into the tire tracks. Maybe it would get down a little bit lower than the 63 car. But the 09 going to tuck into the tire tracks, drop on back to that 3rd position. New 2nd place driver going to be Chris Walsh. We'll see if he's got anything here. Dave Cassidy loving this in his rearview mirror because he's got a full 2nd lead as these drivers have swapped position and battled it out here over the past handful of laps. Front 4 cars single file. There you can see the gap throughout as we get around here, getting down to the final handful of laps. Dave Horton trying to close that gap just a little bit. Colin Boudreau has some breathing room. Ashton Reiki trying to close in on the top 5. And there you see the 26 flaggers only machine bouncing off that rev limiter once again here with 15 laps to go. They're all still chasing the black and green machine of Dave Cassidy, the 113, having a solid go of it here tonight. Started back in the 7th position, drove his way up through the field, and there you see leading a bunch of laps here in the closing of the Select 75 here for the WingNut Production Late Model Stock Series. Starting to heat back up just a little bit for 3rd, Tony Wright. You can see he's got a little bit more yellow in the rear view mirror as the 73 of Horton starting to close that gap on that 3rd position. Wants to get up to the podium, wants to talk to us here on VidaneTV in the post-race show. And the 73 car of Horton doing everything he can to try and get to the back bumper of Tony Wright there in the 09 car. There you can see the gap. Dave Cassidy over 2nd place and a little bit further on back to 3rd, but Tony Wright starting to really see a lot more of that 73 car down in the apron once again for the 09 car. We saw that happen earlier on. Lost a spot, lost that second position to Walsh just about 10-15 laps to go. So got to watch out for that apron down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. Tony Wright still holding on to that third position, gets right down to the apron that time, gets those tires hooked up, and really gets that late model stock to turn around this racetrack. The 73 car still following in the tire tracks, trying to search around the racetrack to see if there's a little bit more grip, to see if he can close that gap, but you can see the 09 car seems to have found something here in the closing laps, able to pull away by just a little bit now to try and pad that cushion up front. You can see Walsh has set the afterburners up. He's burned up about 3/10 of a second of that lead. The lead now half a second over Chris Walsh. Dave Cassidy doing everything he can to try and just hold on here for 8 more laps to try and get himself a victory here in the final race of the season for the late model stock series put together by WingNut Productions. And the 113 coming to the stripe here with 6 laps to go. That's the back straightaway. Coming to the stripe this time, it'll be 6 laps to go. And it's still about a half second back to second place. And you can see it's about 2 seconds on back to third from there. So Cassidy and Walsh know that they're going to be able to settle it out between the two of them if this thing goes green throughout the rest of it. Got to keep an eye out, though, for the rest of the field to make sure that we don't get a caution flag to end this one or to get everybody bunched back up and get that's not what Dave Cassidy wants to see for sure. High five from Bubbles up in the flag stand. 5 laps to go here at the Bull Ring in the Select 75, the 113. Taking each and every single one of these laps as he can, and you can see right now, all he has to do is hit his marks for just a handful more times. Still a little bit further on back. Dave Horton, they've got a long way to go and no time to get there as the leaders come around to get the 3 to go. That third place position going to, or the battle going to heat up here once we get that white flag for sure. We'll check back with it in just a second, but Dave Cassidy driving off into the sunset. You can see he put up another 10th on that cushion between he and Walsh, trying to pull away just a little bit. Oh, car up to the outside wall. It's Ashton Reekie. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air outside of the racing group, though, is the 26 car. We're going to get the white flag. The race is indeed official. Dave Cassidy has to come around. There's Tim Terry upside down in the pit lane. So trouble for the 28 car. No trouble here for the 113, though. Dave Cassidy into 3 and 4 for the final time tonight. Crossing the start-finish line first, coming home with the victory. Dave Cassidy going to get the win here at the Bull Ring. Chris Walsh going to finish in second. Dave Horton, Tony Wright, and Colin Boudreau going to be the top 5 as they cross the stripe unofficially here in the TCM Late Model Stock Series presented by WingNut Productions. Ashton Reekie going to be scored with 6, Tim Terry 7th, and Craig Kenny missed the start of the race, so we're not sure how the scoring is going to work on that, but we will definitely get that figured out here, and I believe we're going to try and get ourselves hooked up with the winner here tonight, and we'll talk to the winner here as he burns the tires down. And we'll see if we can see if we got the right communication here. Is Dave Cassidy in victory lane down here, right?
I got you.
Absolutely, man. Hey, dominating performance here at the Bull Ring. Talk to us. Winning the last race of the season here for the WingNut Production Late Model Stocks.
After practice, I didn't think I was going to have anything, but I don't know what happened. It just seemed to hook up there, and I found some grip low, dipping below that white line there. That's where I was finding my grip, and it seemed to work out.
Putting on a heck of a show here for us tonight, and lots of grip down the bottom of the racetrack, and almost able to pull away there towards the end of it. Who's out there watching? Who do you want to thank for the victory here? Who gets you to and from the virtual racetrack?
Well, I'd like to thank you guys for doing a great job in the broadcast, as always. Tim for putting this stuff on there, give us something to do there during the winter months, and I don't know, just wish everybody good luck there tonight in the 250.
Yeah, big 250 coming up here tonight on VidaneTV here in a little bit's time. We'll get an update on the schedule here momentarily. But Dave Cassidy coming home with the victory here. First one of the season. First one ever, I think, in the TCM events, is it not?
No, I picked up a win last year.
That's right.
I know that. Right. Yeah, street stocks, I think it was. And a few seconds and stuff, but that's about it.
Yeah, coming home with the big one here tonight. We'll see if Ashton can get the virtual hardware hooked up here tonight as well. But a great run, dominating performance here at the Bull Ring, Dave. Congratulations.
All right, thanks.
And we'll slide up a little bit further on pit road, catch up with our third place finisher, Dave Horton, in that 73 car, having a solid run here tonight. A little up and down in that 73 car, but all in all, not a bad run.
Yeah, it was a fun night. Good way to finish off the season. I wasn't expecting to get the win I got earlier, or even to get the podium, but really like racing these series, and looking forward to next year.
Absolutely. I was talking to Tim earlier before the show here tonight, already starting to put together some ideas for next season here. So it's tough to see the iRacing stuff kind of take the back burner, but that means real racing is right around the corner. So we're all getting really excited for that. And got to give you an opportunity here, Dave, to thank anybody out there that might be watching who gets you to and from the virtual racetrack.
I'd just like to thank my grandparents mainly watching, and Tim for putting these on.
Absolutely putting on a show here for us on VidaneTV. Dave Horton coming home with a podium, finishing in third. Congratulations, Dave.
Thank you very much, Paul. Good win, Dave.
And that's going to wrap things up for the Select 75 here. WingNut Productions putting a cap on the late model stock season. We're going to take ourselves just a little bit of a break, but don't go too far because we're going to be right back here live once again for the Bull Ring for the Tulco Electric Super Late Models All-Star Showcase. 250 laps on the docket, and we're going to bring you all that action live here on VidaneTV. Don't go too far. We'll be right back, and we're going to be doing it live.
47 of Rose, 17 of Wood, your second row. It's going to be a great feature, Tim.
Thomas, you want to help me out here? Ladies and gentlemen, this time by, this is the Maritime Autoglass Beginner Bandoleros. They'll go 12 laps in their feature go. Let's give them a wave this time and send them off for their feature competition. Come on, give them a wave. They'll wave back at you, saluting you for coming out and supporting them on Maritime Autoglass Night. You've seen some exciting racing so far this evening. You've seen a partial demolition derby. You've seen some good racing.